Hello, welcome to a special video, I guess, with Mr. GP3D, isn't it?
Yes, GP3D. Hello.
Mr. Andy Cook.
Hello, hello.
And we're going to be talking about your latest project, which isn't really that new anymore,
no,
is it?
It's not quite the latest.
But it's new for us because we haven't really talked about it much.
Yep.
We have talked about your 89 car, which is this one here. This is your racing car here.
Yep.
This one here, which is on this really nice display. This is your replica. So it's got the old batteries, old speed controller, and old motor and such.
Yes.
But we're going to be talking about your project. This is the 91 Worlds.
91 Worlds. Yep. That's the newer one.
Yes. And it's quite different from the 89. So the 89 was used in Australia.
Yep. That was St. Ives, Australia.
Yep.
Yep.
And the 91?
91 was in Detroit.
Detroit.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, so they're sort of similar but different. So I guess you could say they're sort of high level similar, but in every detail they're probably a little bit different. There's a few key differences that we can look into.
Yep. Yeah, well, let's look into it. So between these RC10s, I mean, when you actually take the body off it, I think quite a lot of it looks different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably does.
But the gearboxes were the gearboxes the same?
So interesting. So the 89 car had a prototype of what became the Stealth gearbox.
Which was the 3-gear
Yeah,
gearbox.
the 3-gear compared to the older 6-gear.
Yep.
With I think the slipper was in the differential, and the slipper was like in the top lay shaft, effectively.
Yes, yes.
And then the Stealth was the big shift of design to have the diff down low,
Right.
slipper up the top.
Okay.
Easier to maintain and build.
Right.
So that was the prototype in the 89, and by the time the 91 Worlds came around, they had that in production. So as far as I know, the factory drivers all the drivers there ran the Stealth.
Stealth gearboxes.
Stealth gearbox.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So this body here is a nice replica design. So that's the one that you painted, BJ.
Oh,
One
yes.
of the ones. Yeah,
in this very studio.
Yes, right here. So that's that one.
Okay. Yes.
Mr. Todd George, Looney Fumes, did this one.
Yeah, he's doing a good job on those, isn't he?
And we got there we go, overhead.
So this one, yes.
Nice little signatures there,
Yes.
or signature.
Let's see if I can get in a bit tighter there.
Yeah.
There you go. So whose signature is that? That is Curtis Husting.
Pretty much. Husting.
Husting, is it?
Yeah, Hustings?
Oh, yeah, well...
Husting. Curtis Husting. Yeah, let's go with Curtis Husting.
All right, fair enough. Excellent.
Yeah, so when I was lucky enough, might have mentioned it last time, when I was lucky enough to be able to visit their office over in California. He was gracious enough to do a lot of things, including signing this shell and also the other shell that you'd painted for the 89. This one? Not that one. So
a different one. Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. So that was pretty cool as well. He showed us. We had both of these cars, 91 and the 89, alongside the originals that they have there at the headquarters.
Oh, that would have been a bit special.
Which was a bit special. Yeah.
So on looking at those, because you worked out your designs from photographs and other references, right?
Yeah.
That was the first time you saw the actual
Pretty
real
much,
ones.
Yeah. Well, yes, it definitely was first time seeing real ones. Yeah, the 89 was totally done from photos.
Yep.
The 91 was mostly done from photos, but during that time I was corresponding with Curtis, and he was nice enough to give me a few of the measurements.
Oh, okay.
Which
Great.
was pretty cool, yeah. So especially like wheelbase and heights of shock mounts and all the shock holes and stuff.
Okay.
Hinge pin distances. So.
Oh, nice.
So I know that they're spot on, and the rest is pretty close.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So this is the 91 versus the 89.
Yes.
Key differences. I guess the visual difference.
I'll take this off here.
Up front, yeah. This is also a Curtis Hustings little stand that he produced for us collectors and peoples that want to display.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's sort of a semi-associated sort of Curtis type product.
Yeah, nice.
It's pretty funky, so I thought I'd get a couple of those just...
Well, it's perfect the way I was hanging there.
We've got the cars, yeah.
Yes.
So.
Okay, so let's go from the top-edge camera.
Yep.
And we've got these two next to each other.
Yeah.
So we've got the 89 right here.
89 there. So
and the 91.
Key difference visually up front is the shocks in front of the shock tower and the shocks behind the shock tower at the front end.
Yes.
So that was a big difference sort of in the front end geometry, but you also notice that the arms are kind of swept forwards on the 91. Mm-hmm. So you got that sort of slight angle backwards in terms of where all the hinge pins and king pins sit.
Yes.
So the 91 car the wheelbase is longer, but the
Yes.
chassis is shorter.
Right.
But then the arm swept forward gives it that longer wheelbase.
Yes.
I believe that was to do with trying to get more ground clearance at the front, a bit more suspension travel.
Right.
The Detroit track was very bumpy, very,
Really rough.
surfs up,
Right.
big, crazy surfs up section across the front of the driver's stand, which
Right.
looked pretty insane. Cars were just, even all the top drivers, they were just bouncing everywhere,
Right.
every lap. So it looked like a bit of a lottery to get through there, which was as a key aspect of that track that I think a lot of them tried to design their cars around, with
Right.
the long shocks still, of course.
Yes.
And sort of like high ground clearance.
Yes.
And if we can,
Yeah. Don't mind the broken arm. We're going to be fixing that in a moment.
you might have noticed a
That's
slight,
been well used.
slight issue there.
Yeah.
So you can see here the upright.
Yes.
The hinge pin
Is
is
in
in
the
the
centre
middle
of
of
it.
the upright, which
Okay,
is
so-
different to the 89, different
So
to a
that's
lot of
giving you
cars.
more ride height there as well.
Yeah, so a lot of clearance over the arm there.
Yes.
Probably does all sorts of funky stuff for the roll centres and geometries. Yeah, so that was quite a few differences in the front end compared
So
to
the kick up
89.
is the same as the old car?
Yep, kick up's
Yes.
the same, 30 degrees.
Yep. It is very narrow here though.
Yeah, very narrow. Both the cars were very narrow. They're about the same hinge
Oh, are
pins
they?
position. Yep.
Oh, okay. This one. Oh, it
Yeah.
is narrow too.
We've got a little bit of a, can we see that? A little bit of a bumper on this one
Yes.
that they didn't have in 89.
Yes.
But yeah, very, very sort of similar, narrow
Right,
front
okay.
end. And it's one of the reasons why neither of these cars were ever released in a sort of production version.
Yes.
A lot of the geometries was later on, but
Right.
in the immediate period at that time, they never released these cars. And one of the aspects, or one of the reasons, was that they were a bit more delicate than what they would consider viable for a production car
Right.
that everyone's going
Right.
to take and bash down at
Yes.
the local BMX track.
Yes. Yes.
As well as they had a bit of a narrower setup window
Right.
as well, which made it a bit more.
Well, I guess
tricky.
they were made specifically for winning a world championship,
and that's
right?
the problem. Well,
Yeah.
that's the problem in terms of you can't really release it as a nice generic product that's going to work pretty well everywhere.
Yes, that's right.
Which is obviously what they need for a production kit.
Yeah. But I mean, it gives us this legendary vehicle now, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
And hence why you've got this now, which is a conversion kit. Okay,
Yes.
so pretty much like the 89, anyone can build their own 91 now.
yep, that's it. So these cars were never available back then. Never been available since. And a lot
Yes.
of us as kids back then used to ogle them in the magazines and wish we could have one.
Yes.
And now we can.
Yeah.
Which a lot of feedback from customers has come through with those sort of stories like, I can fulfill my childhood wish and have the car, and it makes a lot of people pretty happy, which is a very cool thing that wasn't sort of expected at the outset of these projects.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, I guess the other thing too is, as we look at differences on the front end, okay, so you see the top plate is different in shape as well. You've got the offset
Offset.
body mount.
The whole steering bell crank's quite a bit different.
It is. It's totally different geometry.
Yes, different geometry. Obviously, the little post bit for the body, but the
Yes.
geometry itself was quite different.
Yes.
I think these parts were kind of based on the RC10T.
Right.
And so some of the Yokomo, maybe the 870C Yokomo parts,
Yes.
similar sorts of design. So
Yeah.
they were, as far as I know, they were custom designed for this car, just for the prototype cars, but similar concept, a bit smaller than the truck versions.
Right. Okay.
Yep. So what we're moving back, so it's so I think it's most of the differences in the front end. All the parts.
So
are
they're
quite
longer
different.
shocks or the same shocks?
Same shocks.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Shock towers.
But you got
obviously
different
shape.
angles?
Yeah, different angles. The front sort of uprights are quite different as well as the C hubs. So kind of at a glance it might look sort of similar, but every part's different and the geometry was very different.
Looks very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, as we go back, so I guess this looks pretty familiar, right? You get your centre-mounted battery.
Yep. Except that's more familiar for the time with the
Oh,
the
yes, with the
cells.
subseas in it. Yes, yes.
Of course. Yep.
I like how you put the tape over
Yep.
the tabs so we
I
don't
can
get
just
any
see.
sparks.
I can see that shorting out.
No sparks?
Yep.
All right. All right, so you got this all set up with a lipo, because this is the car that you run
Yeah.
at club meets now,
Yep,
right?
having lots of fun running this all at Knox and a few other tracks around the place. So yeah, it's been excellent fun. It's really good fun to drive. Super easy.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just works well, which was a surprise. I was thinking this wasn't going to handle as well as the 89.
Right.
It seems to be as good, if not maybe a little bit easier.
Okay, good stuff.
Yep.
And now as we get into the back, so the back's going to be quite different again. Similar though.
Yeah, back's
mean-
not too much different. Got the little standoffs are a bit more basic with
Yes.
just the
Just a tubular
standard
type ones,
tube,
yep.
yeah, 1 inch standoff compared to these sort of funky whatever they were at the time.
Yes.
The shock tower is a slightly different shape. It is a bit different heights and like angle positions on it. So they move the shock sort of further in, so kind of like swapped. The holes aren't in exactly the same spot, but they sort of swapped over the usage a bit as well.
Right.
So I've got the shock angled in a bit more with the wing mounts on the outer hole. So the gearbox on this one is actually one of my sort of prototype cases, like from an 89, but in 91 they just ran the, as I said, the production stealth casing.
Yes.
Yep. Rear geometry, so the arms look very different. There's probably another thing to call out.
Yes.
You know, sort of cutouts, front and back.
Yes.
A lot less material. They're not nearly as strong.
Yes. But lengths and such, the geometry is...
Geometry is very similar at the back.
Right.
I think it might even be the same from memory.
Okay.
Yep.
So if we turn them around... It does resemble it, doesn't it?
Yeah, looks pretty similar.
Yeah.
So basically the back mounting's identical. The screws were 440 size for the arms compared to the 832nd.
Yes.
But same positions pretty much.
Yes.
The back guard mounted the same.
Right.
Yep. And we can see there the lightweight arms. I assume they did that for lightweight. Or
Yeah, you'd think
maybe
so,
for the
wouldn't you?
flex. Not sure.
Yep.
But they do flex a lot.
And they're gold winged on
This
those.
design. Yeah, it's
Slight gold wing?
yeah. I think the hinge pin positions are the same, and is a sort of, especially the bottom,
Yes.
sort of gull wings. The top's kind of flat.
Yep.
Yeah, so very different design to these, which mimicked more of the production arms.
Right.
Is like look similar. They're just
Yes.
a lot longer on the inboard position.
Okay.
Because the standard RC10, the inner hinge pin was outside of this screw.
Oh,
line.
right. Okay.
Yep.
Short arms.
Yeah, so quite a lot shorter.
Yep.
And then this, they basically put the hinge pin on the inside,
Right.
which makes packaging a lot trickier, but that gives you a lot longer leverage, more stability.
Yes.
I think better roll through the bumpy sections as well to absorb
Right.
the bumps.
Okay.
I believe.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, so... Oh, you got bits.
That's nice and
There's
dirty.
little bits of
Yeah.
knocks there.
Yeah.
Right, let's just flick it over there.
That is this is pretty much straight off the track. After the last practice session where I was
Let's pop this over here.
exploring the limits, as we're about to see.
Limit exploring.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we have a... Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Side views, yeah? So if someone wanted one of these, what would they need? So
Yes, other than the conversion kit,
Yes.
obviously, there's quite a few other bits you need. So the shocks
Right.
and the gearbox is the main components.
okay,
So you can use originals, of course,
Yes.
which are a little bit hard to get sometimes.
Yep.
But there is also Fan RC that's doing a lot of reproduction parts now for the RC10s.
and they're all brand new bits.
Yep, so you can buy, in fact, you can buy everything as brand new replicas now.
Okay, shocks included.
Shocks, gearbox,
Yep.
all of the linkages, ball cups, wing mounts, standoffs, everything.
Right,
You don't
okay.
need, you can build the whole car if desired from new parts, new replica parts from ourselves, as well as different companies like Fan and No Coast.
Right, okay.
JC Racing products in the UK does
Yes.
a few things like wheels, especially.
Yes. Well, I guess if anyone wanted to build it all like this, I mean, you got all your information on your website too, right?
Yes, we've got
Yep.
the grandprix3d.com or .store
Yep.
website, and there's info pages on both of these cars as well as other information. But for these ones, there's big long information pages with details and links, a lot of links to those other products, as well as information about what you need and what you get, obviously, in the conversion kit itself.
Yes. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, so when I started the 89, a lot of that wasn't available. So you pretty much had to have some sort of donor car, like an RC10 or an
Yes.
RC10T.
Yes. It's all seemed to have happened in the last year or so,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
yeah, it's really rapid, largely in thanks to Fan
Yes.
for some of the key components. But yeah, it's
Yep.
all escalated rather quickly. So pretty much by the time I released this, which is almost a year ago now,
Yes.
you could build the whole thing from new
Wow.
replica parts.
Very cool. And then the
Yeah.
stickers?
Yep, stickers, all MCI stickers.
Right, okay.
Yep, so you can get stickers for both the cars.
Yes.
I did a lot of extra stickers on their MCI sort of custom builder functionality.
You just load up files, do you?
Well, he has a lot of
Oh, he has them there.
all of the files in
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah. So you can, I think you can. Oh no, he's
Oh,
disabled that.
you just make a...
Just select all the bits you
Oh,
want.
make your own sheet.
Lay them out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And since then, he's incorporated into the 89 sheet.
Right.
So you don't have to worry. You can just go buy it from MCA.
Okay.
And the 91 sheet was as it is, as he already had it.
Yeah,
and
very
that's what
cool.
I've used on this.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's all the stickers and including the body ones and the shock tower and chassis ones is all from that sticker sheet.
Makes me wonder what some of these stickers actually mean.
Oh, it's Japanese. What does it mean?
Well, that's
You
just
can read everything,
that's
right?
just Su, right? So I don't know what that is. That's
short-
Masami.
Short for shock tower.
Is it? Maybe. And then there's Yokomo. That's Masami's name in
Oh, okay, yep.
kanji, and that's Mama. So maybe that's for Mum.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Maybe a token, was it gesture to his mum?
Yeah, it could be.
Could be.
Could be. Don't know.
Ah, interesting.
know.
Yep.
But I guess, with any sportsman or woman, they've always got that sort of...
Yeah, personal touch.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you even got stickers on the back there.
Yep.
Back of the wing.
Yeah, the Yokomo one's not quite the right one in terms of exact. I think the original one was like a reflective, metallic sort of reflective Yokomo sticker.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh, well, that's
I don't
close
think-
enough.
I
It's
don't-
all right,
yeah,
isn't it?
I don't think they're very easy to get anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair
if anybody
enough.
has one. But yeah, so it's pretty close. Most of them are pretty spot on. Some of the sizing's a little bit out, but it's obviously close enough to do the purpose.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. I'm thinking,
What do you reckon?
I think we should just fix it.
Get stuck in? Yeah.
Yeah,
I reckon,
yeah,
I reckon
yeah.
it needs fixing.
Yeah. Let's put it together, then we'll have a closer look at it and we'll squeeze it and we'll play with the suspension, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's get into it. Show us how you go about fixing your...
So that's a good question.
Your
What do I do?
parts.
Yeah, so we can. So often when I drive, I'm like rather conservative and careful,
Yes.
overly so sometimes.
Yeah.
But in practice, I generally push the limits to see where they are,
Yeah, fair enough.
and definitely
A
found
bit
one.
tighter on
Yes.
the front end.
So where are we? Let's put it there, and I'll
Yep.
try and work on it about there.
Yep, that'll be a
Yeah. So
challenge for you.
this car is pretty much a year old. I haven't really replaced any of the parts.
It looks pretty fresh.
Yeah, it's not too bad. There's bits of slop in the suspension arms, especially the rear ones. I noticed.
So do you
Bit of
need
slop
to
in this one.
do you need to do any? Well, there's a lot of slop in that one. Do you need to do any special or take special care when you're working with 3D parts? Are they softer?
This
you gotta be-
material is pretty good, I found.
Right.
It's the polycarbonate blend, the PC blend,
Okay.
that I'm always going on about,
Yes.
from Prusa.
Yep.
So it's pretty awesome. So generally I wouldn't do anything different in terms of just playing with any RC car parts.
Right. So if you're like threading screws and stuff,
Yeah,
just
screw
treat
them
it like
the same.
any other plastic.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like any plastic. If
It doesn't strip out any
If you
particular-
use all your force and
Yes.
keep cranking it, it'll strip.
Yes.
Same with this.
Okay.
If you just tighten it normally, it's fine. Yeah. It's been surprising. Yeah, I've noticed that screws that I've undone and done up a lot.
Yep.
They don't seem to, strip it out after
Right.
a few times, or they don't wear overly quickly.
Okay.
They still hold the threads.
So these arms on the back, they're from a year ago.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Oh,
is-
really?
Yeah.
And that's a play from a year.
Yeah, from
not that bad.
running it, obviously not every weekend, but
Yeah.
I reckon it's pretty good. Surprising. I thought it would wear out a lot faster than that. So yeah, running every, I don't know, probably 2 or 4 weeks on average
Wow.
at Knox or a few other places.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
So I guess you just had a little bit of a hit like you normally do when you
Yeah,
race.
had a rather big cartwheel all the way down the new back straight at
Ah,
Knox.
yes,
Yeah. Well, at the
yes.
end of the back straight.
Right.
I discovered there's a bit of what's it called, a roll up and roll down kind of mound. And I was seeing how fast I could go over it, and
And you pushed it to the
went a
point
bit
where
sideways.
you didn't like
and,
it.
Yeah, and then kept
Right.
going,
Okay.
cartwheel style. So,
Right, fair enough.
yeah, and then this arm gave up into multiple pieces. You can see these arms are very, very thin. I'm
Yes.
surprised I haven't broken a lot more of them.
Right.
Compared to the 89s, are nice and tough.
Yep.
I haven't broken any of the 89 ones. So yeah,
Well, I guess if you wanted to, you could probably put ribs in them, but I mean, if it's strong enough at the moment, might as well just leave it the way it is, right?
yeah. I was thinking I
leave
might
it with
have
the
to
look.
do a race version of them to make them a bit beefier, but yeah, I've been using these ever since, and yes, you can break them.
Right,
In
okay.
a big crash, but
Yes.
they've been sort of, I think, strong enough to do the job for vintage racing. But yes, I've just left them as they are, which are as close to replica as I could get them.
It's very cool.
Yeah,
It's very cool.
Especially when we had them side by side at Curtis's office.
Yep.
They did look very similar. Like, I was pretty much peeking off my head the whole time.
I'm sure you would have been.
And there's a whole lot of questions and things I wanted to look at and see
Yes.
that I didn't. But they were very similar.
Right.
So, I was trying to like sort of just overall see like, oh, did it look kind of right? I mean, everything would be a tiny bit different, I guess, but in terms of the look and the feel, and does everything kind of line up the same? It all looked, spot on as I can imagine.
Yeah,
so
cool.
that was pretty.
So one of the things you'll notice is, I mean, on these earlier cars, the little ball connectors are so small compared to what we use now.
Yeah, and they do pop off if you ever hit. These didn't actually pop off in this crash, but I have had,
but I mean, they
especially
do.
the back ones I've had pop off
okay.
a couple of times with some good barrel rolls.
But this is what we dealt with for
Yeah.
years and years.
Yeah. What the hell were you thinking?
Well, in hindsight, it's always easy, isn't it?
Yeah, when you see a better way to do something,
Yes.
and then it becomes the norm.
Yes.
Yeah, so these turnbuckles are made by Gaza RC up in
Yes.
Queensland.
Yes.
That's Chris 30's dad, Chris.
Yes.
Gaza.
Yep.
So he makes those for us, which are kind of replicas of the original ones that we used, which was the Lunsford type.
Yes.
These ball cups are not originals. I think they're all the Fan RC ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which look identical. You can't really tell them apart other than if the old ones are faded or not.
Right.
So, so that's pretty cool. Oh, did I bring my funky C-clip removing tool?
Do you have a funky C-clip removing tool?
Yeah.
Mine's called a really small flat screwdriver.
Oh, do the C-clips go flying across the...
They tend to, that's why I have spares.
Yep, here's my funky C-clip removing tool, which is a pair of old side cutters. I've got a bit of a notch in them because I was an idiot and probably tried to cut piano wire with them.
Oh yeah, I've got things like that. I've got a few over there.
Yeah.
Oh, is that it?
And then I thought, oh, wait a minute. I just dremeled it out a little bit more,
Yeah.
and it fits nicely around the hinge pin.
Oh, there you go. It's an accident tool. That's perfect.
So I
Right.
there we go. So let's see if I can now do this without losing it. Now that I've said I've got a special tool. So
You just got to get those two end
if I
bits
can actually
right.
see
Yeah.
it. Yep. So
Yeah. The angle's a bit hard, I guess.
yeah. Normally I'd probably do this on my knee or something. So I put the, I'll try to explain it. Yeah, so I put the one side against the kingpin.
Maybe I'll get in tight, just so everyone can
Ooh,
see,
yep.
and then you can do it where you can actually see.
Oh, there we go.
Hang on, let me just focus that in. Is that focused? No. Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice.
All right. So at
That's
the
a
moment,
giant C-clip. Look how big
isn't it?
Yeah.
So you got the two leggy bits facing upwards, right?
Yep. Yep. So I want to sort of line them up with the side that I've got the notch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Notch in here.
Yes. And then you're just gonna
Yeah. So I'll put
squeeze it
the other
through.
on the other side, and then just try and line those up with the actual C-clip itself.
All right. I won't torture you anymore. You put it where you can see it. It's always hard to do stuff in the studio.
Yeah, especially when it's.
Oh, there it is. Come off. There you go.
So I got it finally. So yeah, so it's.
Oh, there you go. So you
Nice and
don't need a bag of spares like me.
I bought 1,000 of them.
As you would.
Yeah. Well, not for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for production.
190 for me, and then
Right.
sold to others.
Yes.
Yeah. So the hinge pin sets that Fan RC make for me as well, actually.
Okay.
So he does a lot of these sort of hinge pins for his various Yokomo and other.
Like he's got a whole
kits.
car available now, hasn't he?
And he's made a whole car, yeah, which I think you talked about the other week with Tony.
Yeah.
Yes, that's amazing, and like super cheap as well.
Which car is it exactly? It's
the
a graphite.
RC10
It's a graphite still.
Yeah. So it's RC10 graphite. I don't
Yeah.
think it's more like RC10 graphite, not so much the team car, but
Yep.
graphite. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
So yeah, so he does the hinge pin set for me for both of these cars, so
Right.
at specific lengths that I asked for.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a bunch of them.
Yep.
Probably like 100 sets.
Yep.
And then how
A
many
thousand
sets?
eclipse.
2,000
Yep.
eclipse.
Fair enough.
Yep. So I've just ordered some more. Oh, there's a little spacer. So I just ordered some more of them actually because I've run out.
What little shims?
Um,
Oh, those things. The long shafty
hinge pins,
things.
yeah.
Right.
and the I've definitely run out of
eclipse.
the shims. Yeah.
Right.
So I've got another couple of thousand eclipse. So
Yep. Okay.
yeah, if you need
Now,
one.
now that you've got it apart, so this stub axle's got like massive amount of spaces in it.
Yeah, that's actually the axle itself. So it's a wide axle.
Right.
You can get these from Fan RC as well as No Coast. So I think this one's a No Coast brand. You can get the standard width
Yep.
and these extra wide ones.
So the prototype had this as well? It had a long shaft?
Not sure. Good question. Probably not.
This is your edition.
Yeah, I found
Ah.
it gave a little bit more clearance with these sort of wheels and the way.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, a bit more clearance over
Right.
the top camber link.
Yes.
There we go, just in shot.
Yes.
So yeah, that was. I think I've moved the kingpin out a little bit since the early design,
Right.
and I think I've just haven't. Originally, I put on the wide axle so that the wheel didn't rub.
Because it looks pretty trick.
Yeah, that's cool. I think it's good having it wide. It makes it stable. So
Yes.
I left it on. So
Okay.
I think you can use the narrow ones, the standard sort of axles as well.
Yes.
And now it'll clear because I've moved the
Oh,
geometry around
okay.
the fraction. But
Right.
yeah, so it's got the option of both.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and it seemed to handle so well, so I didn't mess with it.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah,
There you
so
go.
So yeah, so that's that puppy. So yeah, you can see the funky upright, which was
Yeah, with the
it's
mounting right
quite different.
down in
Yeah,
the centre, and you got the drop down
yeah,
axle.
yep. Yeah, I found these really hard to print. I just recently worked out a slightly better way to print them.
Well, because of all the angles everywhere.
Yeah, trying to get the layers at different angles, and you want the strength in certain, two different directions for
Yes.
the same part. So
Yes.
early on, I was making them in two pieces,
Right.
and they sort of like lock together and super glue them together. But
Yes.
I worked out with some of the new features of the printing slicing that I could print it in one piece and still get
Yeah,
the same
cool.
same result. So it makes
Yeah.
it a bit simpler.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's good. It helps us have a better idea of what's going on here. It's quite different.
Yeah, very.
You got no
different to
play in
the-
here. There's no play there at all.
Yeah, it's been pretty good
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the kingpin is locked to the upright. I think there's a little grub screw in the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
so
the
it
only-
pivots in the seat.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. So that's where
Right.
the wear would come in. Most
And
likely.
hence why you don't have a clip down here.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Save it popping off immediately.
Yes.
It's just the grub screw locks it anyway. So
Yeah, okay. Well, even though it looks, I don't know, does it look fragile? I don't know if it does look all that fragile because you're looking at these bits, they
a
are
little
pretty
bit, yeah.
chunky.
yeah, it's sort of. I thought like early on, I thought all this stuff would never be strong enough. But it's turned out, especially with this material, really, it's turned out to be pretty amazing. And even the thin parts like this and
Yes.
these sort of arms are
Yes.
pretty good. As in, it takes a year of running and lots of big crashes and one final big crash before it actually breaks.
Yeah, that's right.
You can always break something, of course, with the right
Well,
sort
so
of crash.
is this printed as well?
Yeah, check
Is
that
it?
out. Check it out. That is. Try and bend it.
It's flexi. What do you call this material?
I call it flexi plastic.
Unbelievable. You should. Patented that name.
Yeah, I'm good at coming up with names.
That's right. Everyone's going to start saying flexi plastic after
Yeah.
this.
Like the RC10 from 1991, I call the RC1091. Genius.
Wow.
Yeah, it's actually called TPU.
Oh, you've used this on your
Yeah.
Grand Prix cars, right?
Yeah, the whole body, all the
Yes,
the Grand Prix
yes,
cars,
yes.
the bodies and the driver and the exhaust and stuff are all the same stuff.
That's perfect for this application.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they sort of gradually wear because obviously they cop a lot of rubbing.
Yeah, but it's just polished, it
But
feels
yeah,
like.
it doesn't break and it just gradually wears. Like this is the same one from the start.
Because it doesn't look like it's lost much.
No, that's actually pretty
material.
good, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, this is from a year ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's all. I think the uprights I've replaced
Right.
because I changed the design, so obviously testing them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
cool.
the bell crank are replaced at least. I think the main bell crank side because I had a new like a one-piece design.
Right.
This might have been, yeah, I think this is the one-piece design, so I was testing that as well. So they're different. The rest of it's pretty much, yeah, as I built it from a year ago for the first sort of final version of everything.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I like it.
Cool. So let's see. I don't know if this
Right,
pin's
so you-
bent or not, but
Oh, okay.
hopefully it's not because I haven't got another one.
Right. So you're just going to pull that inner hinge pin.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I might need to show you a super cool
What do you got?
feature. Oh, yes, I did. I've got a grub screw, so there's no way we're going to be able to see this on camera.
Rub screw? Where is it?
So inside the bulkhead,
Right.
there's two little grub screws that sort of go in from the inside
Yeah.
that then lock the hinge pin.
Right.
So it stops the hinge pin from sliding out. Hence, again, you don't really need
Ah, so capturing them from
don't
the
really need the
inside.
clips,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can see the grub screws from the inside now. Yes.
Yeah, so you can
Yep.
the little dark dot on the inside.
Yes, yes.
So let's
So
see.
you just got to access that.
Yeah, I don't think I can access that with the magical tool.
So a ball-ended.
Yeah, it's just a M3 grub screw.
Oh, okay. Just poke through there.
Yeah.
So a ball. No, that doesn't have a ball on it. That's a straight one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you just poke it inside.
You can use a ball if you want, but I haven't got one. Yeah.
Poking it from the top.
Poking in. I don't know.
Oh, here.
I haven't done this for. I might have to take the whole thing off, like take the whole front end off. But I do remember from designing, I tried to line it up so that you could get to it. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I can. Excellent. Without taking it apart. So,
Okay, so that's just from the inside from the other end.
yeah.
Okay.
So. So
Right.
Sort of.
Yep, you can see it with the thing jabbed into it.
Yep.
It's
looks
been
like
impaled.
stabbed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, I did do that right. That's
I
pretty cool.
always liked it when I first saw captured hinge pins. I thought
Yeah.
that's like such a simple thing.
Because people love these C-clips so
Yeah,
much. Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a game changer.
Oh, there we go.
I like it straight.
Comes out now.
Straight. All right.
Oh, it didn't bend. It's the weak designed arm, lightweight arm is designed to save the hinge.
Right. That worked out all right.
Yeah. Yep, these hinge pins are super scarce at the moment because I've run out of stock.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
So it'll be a couple of weeks before I think I get the next batch.
Fair enough. Okay. That worked out all right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
look at that. Looks like I've got another little
Little shimmage.
shimmy thing. Ooh, on its edge. That's hard to
That
do.
was floating.
Yeah. Cool. There we go. So that's what's left of the arm. There's at least another piece that was probably at rocks.
Okay. That's going to stay there until some archaeologist finds it.
Yeah. I need a rag.
Oh, you want a rag? Oh, there's a rag. I'll give you one of Brett's.
Can't use the t-shirt.
My t-shirt.
Oh,
Well, you could. It just,
excellent.
Actually, I'm sliding around here.
It's black, so nobody will notice.
I'm on casters.
Oh, what cast are you running?
At half a degree at
Half?
the moment.
Oh, it's outrageous. Not very stable.
No.
Yeah, you need 30.
Yes. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, so you
30
can
degree
see a bit
chassis.
in there. No, you can't.
There's some money in there. What's going on?
Money. Yeah, it's worth at least 20 cents.
You're not the only person doing money. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Brett's done money too.
Yeah. That's what we used to do in the past. You can't use any of these funky machine brass weights on vintage cars. You've got to use the old school coins.
Yes. Yes.
Good old 20-cent coin in there.
Why does someone like recast some out of lead in coin shapes?
Lead coins.
Lead coins. That'd be cool, don't you think? They should do something,
It would feel like you got money. Like, feels super heavy.
wouldn't it?
Oh, check
All
this
right. So you got. So that's what it looks like.
out. Straight off the printer.
All right. So you got the flatty bit here, where it's started off on the bed,
Yep.
and then you've got all your support material, and you're going to show me something really clever, aren't you?
With the weapon. What am I going to show you?
How it comes off the
Oh,
support pretty clean.
Yes, with a weapon.
Because it comes off pretty clean,
Yeah,
even with a weapon.
yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Yeah, so there's different supports you can use. I tried the organic supports for these arms for a little while, but
Yep.
I've gone back to this version is called Snug. So
Snug.
There's what's the one, original or standard or something, which is kind of like this, but it's just a bit more material.
Right,
Snug just saves a bit of material
right.
and gives you a good interface to the part.
Okay,
So yeah, I found this is the easiest in terms of getting it off
right.
in one piece.
Yes.
Hopefully, now I've said that.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you can see, maybe I print all these on 45-degree angle.
Yeah. For strength.
Yeah, basically to spread the average strength across the whole part.
Right.
So I don't get the maximum strength in any direction, but I
Yep.
also don't get the minimum strength in any direction. So
Okay.
it avoids the weak spots effectively.
Okay.
Yep. So you get. So
Because I guess if you print it flat, then
Yeah.
you've got delamination that happens with.
especially across this bit, it'll
Yes.
just split straight
Yes.
away. And
Yes.
you can see from the breakage, actually, it hasn't delaminated as far as I can tell.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty
No.
much just broken like any
Yeah,
piece
yeah,
of
yeah.
plastic would,
Yes.
just at the narrowest point or the point where you get the most force. You can see it's kind of where the shock's mounted. It's where the force is obviously going to go against.
Yes.
As it barrel rolls down the down the back straight.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so you can see it's just broken like
Yeah.
any sort of plastic part would. It's just it has a certain amount of tensile strength and
Yep. Okay.
it gets to the point where it breaks.
So the left and right's the same, yeah.
It is pretty much, yeah. For the front arms, the rears
Yes,
are different.
They're different.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, there is a slight sort of printing flat on the front arms, which you could go, this is a right and the other one's a left.
Oh, okay.
But but it won't make any difference. They're physically symmetrical. You
Yes.
can see the
Oh,
pair.
okay. So that's how you print them. You
pair
print them
there.
as a left and a right.
Yep, so they are actually printed like that. So
Yep. Okay.
Yep, so technically it's left and right, and you can tell if you look at it really closely, but
Yep.
they'll work.
But in principle, you can use whichever one if you need.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do wonder if they designed these arms to go the other way, like to sweep back,
Right.
and then they found that they could swap them around and sweep them forward, get
Yep.
the wheelbase and the ground clearance for,
Yes,
that, for
yes.
that track. Cool, so here we go.
All right. Show us how you do it.
Yeah, so all this support material is kind of just touching the part as it prints. So it's
So you're just pinching it, just bring it away a little
so I
bit.
kind of pinch those bits. Probably
Right.
don't need to, but I do it anyway.
Yep.
Yep, and then try and do this on camera again. So basically, just find a point that's sort of about there.
In the middle there. Yep.
Yeah, and kind of just break it away.
So it's just pulling away from the edges.
Yep,
Okay. Oh, and look at that.
there we go. And it comes apart.
It's off in
Yeah,
one piece.
yeah,
That is magical.
yeah. It's pretty cool.
That's
So
magic.
I found with the organic supports, it doesn't do that because they're all like separate little pieces, little tree branches,
Right.
and you have to like pick a lot of them off. So it takes me a lot more time to post-process
Oh,
the
okay.
car,
Yes.
which is not good when you're doing a lot of them.
Oh, well. That's what it looks like when it's not broken.
Yeah, it's a before shot. Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. It just came off in one.
Yep.
So when you ship them out, it comes with all this.
No, I do.
Oh, you do?
I take them off. Yeah.
Oh, aren't you special?
Oh, yeah, not very clever. I might change that principle going forwards.
Yes,
but,
yes.
But yeah, at the moment, it's also especially with the arms anyway.
Yeah.
It's a lot of material extra to fit in the box and packaging.
Yes, yes.
So that's probably viable.
Okay, fair enough.
Some of the other parts I have been.
I guess post-processing, once you got it like that quick,
Yeah, I still get in the rhythm if I've got a batch of 10 or
Yes.
something. I just
Doesn't
get in
take
the
that long,
rhythm and
does it?
just smash through them. Yeah.
all right, so that's the orgasmic support
yeah,
because it looks pretty organic.
yeah, it is. It looks very funky.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so I'm actually shipping the parts like these parts
Like that.
like that now. So
Okay.
it saves me because these are a bit more fiddly to sort of break it all off and
yes,
clean them up.
yes.
So the customers get that pleasure and satisfaction to do
Yeah,
it.
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. But it doesn't look like it's that difficult. It just takes a little
No,
bit
they
of
sort of
finishing.
like seem like they're stuck, but as soon as you grab them with the pliers and just
Yes.
break it a bit, they kind of just cracks off like we saw.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and then you can like clean up the edges with a scalpel or a sandpaper.
Yes,
This stuff sands really well.
right. Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, there you go. There's your arm.
Yep.
Oh, it goes this way. It doesn't look
Yeah.
right.
Looks
Oh,
weird
that's a rear arm.
being backwards. Yeah, you can check out the rear one.
Okay, you can see how it's swept down a bit. Pretty thick there, so that'll give it quite a bit of strength. Because it's a pretty big opening, isn't it?
Yeah,
To clear the uni.
yeah, clear the uni. I guess saved a bit of weight. There's, if you saw the one.
Oh, wow.
Actually did the left-hand one before.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So yeah, normally I just use a scalpel to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, just scrape it
That
down a
one's-
bit.
That one's pretty good actually. But yeah, so you can just like, can't really do that in midair, but yeah, so you just take those edges off it
Yep.
as desired. But then I'll normally like sand it all.
Yeah, make it nice and smooth.
Sand it smooth, yeah. It's beautiful
Yeah.
once it's all sanded nicely.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Cool. The hinge pin holes I design and print slightly undersized.
Oh, okay. And we do the reamage.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Do the drillage and the reamage.
Yes. Well, it makes sense, right? Because that way you don't have any like gaps.
If you kind of design the hole and print it so it's big enough for the hinge pin to just slide through, it's not like a perfect hole with the accuracy of the printing and that sort of detail level.
Yep.
So yeah, so I found it's a lot better to make it undersized.
So you got your drill
Got my
there.
drillage, yep.
Yep. Oh,
Where are we?
There you go.
Oh,
all right. So what size are you using? That's 1/8, is
that's
it?
a 1/8, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Which makes it, again, still a little bit too small. They are 1/8 hinge pins, of course,
Yes.
but the drill is probably a bit worn, or it doesn't quite drill it out enough,
Yep.
which is good because then I find I just do the last bit with a 3mm reamer.
A 3 more reamer. Okay.
Yeah, so 1/8 it's a bit tight,
Yes.
and it's like you're forcing it through, and it's hard work, and
Yep.
it's probably not good for the part.
Yep.
So yeah, so I just drill the holes with the 1/8 first.
Yes. So is that part of your processing as well?
I had been doing that, yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to sort of not do it going forwards.
Yes, yes.
Especially with future kits, to make it a bit quicker to churn them out,
Yes. Yes.
so people don't have to wait as long.
Yes.
So yeah, I had been, but yeah, it's all right. Again, it doesn't take too long. You just gradually, not gradually, just like get a batch and you know, sort of smash through them.
Yep.
But
Do you want a sanding block?
Yeah, go on.
I've probably got one here somewhere.
Doesn't really matter for this. Demonstrate quickly the sanding, I guess.
I reckon I got one here somewhere. I'm going hunting.
So here's the good old 3mm reamer, and then with a hinge pin. It doesn't need much. So after you drill it with a 1/8, it just needs a little bit of cleanup, maybe with the 3mm. And I'll just do this normally pretty carefully and just bit by bit to make sure you don't go oversize. And you can just check with a pin, so you can see it goes in, but it's pretty tight still. So as per normal, would gradually just ream it out until it's a nice movement, so we don't have binding suspension.
I found a bag of stuff.
Wow,
Might be something in here.
you
I'm
are
hoping.
a master of stuff. They look far too delicate and precious for this sort of
No,
stuff.
don't worry. They're not delicate at all.
Oh, got some roughage.
I've got some roughy ones.
Well, I do. I normally use probably about 240 grit sandpaper.
It's 240.
240?
That's been used before. So there you go.
Oh. Well, let's see how this goes. I'll pause my reimage for a second. And yeah, so that's so cute.
Fit in your fingers.
Wow. Usually get like a big massive sheet and
Oh dear.
chop a chunk off it.
Oh, that's got no more teeth left on it. Here's a fresh one.
Oh, fresh. This will suffice for demonstration purposes, I reckon.
Does it feel okay?
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I'd probably usually do is have it really clean because of the white colour plastic.
Oh, here's a clean one.
Yeah. I mean, it's clean. It washes off with
Yes, yes.
water or bug spray or whatever. But
Yeah. I don't know what this is sanded before.
probably not white RC10 arms.
No, probably not.
Yeah, so you get a bit of dirt from the dirty sandpaper, but
Yes,
it just wipes off or washes off. So
Yes.
not an issue. So yeah, so I just go along all the edges, especially the edges that were from the bottom of the underside of the print.
Yes.
Engaged with the print support material.
Yep. It makes it go faster too when it's smooth. It's more
Definitely.
aerodynamic.
Oh, yeah. You get the little Bernoulli effects coming off the
Yeah.
edges.
Yeah.
So I won't bore you with 20 minutes of sanding, but I can see there it's starting to
Yeah, it's a
get
fair
like-
bit smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels so good, like it's really goes nice and smooth and it looks good. And this material doesn't show up the print lines too much either,
Right.
because of the light colour. I think it kind of
Yep.
hides them just in terms of the naked eye,
Yes.
which is cool. Yeah, so once you sand it a bit, they start to look pretty awesome. Well, pretty replica, I reckon.
Do you see much of the inside of the arm here?
Yeah, so the gap there might need a little bit of sanding. Yeah.
So you adjust that
it's
just
not
to make
binding.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, especially the inside. I think I made it pretty close tolerance, so you can just sand it as desired to get your free movement, but no slop or
Yeah.
minimum slop.
You can sand it a lot and get your Tamir slop.
Wow!
Oh, look, you got the reamer going.
Oh, there you go.
That's right. So that's your 3mm reamer.
That's the 3mm reamer. Yep.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so like a 1/8 you can go through just once.
Yes.
You need a lot of force, and
Yes.
it tends to be just on the loose side.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there you go. It's almost there.
Yep.
That one's still a bit tight.
Yep. And this, as you're putting it in and out, it's just taking a little bit of material
Little
off
bit,
each
yeah.
time, right? So you
Yeah. It's probably not. It's like opposite of how reamer's meant to work.
get. Yes.
Because I'm kind of pushing sideways a bit. But
Yes.
Anyway, hopefully the reamer police don't come and get me.
Haven't seen them around. I think they've been disbanded.
That's good.
Yeah. I got a little bit more control too, right?
Yeah.
So if you want it a little
by
bit tighter,
Yeah. Especially like if you get to a point where it's almost there, you go, well, I might just run it on the track and
Yes,
it'll
yes.
loosen up
Yes.
in a run or two.
yes.
So it's almost there.
Yep.
Try and keep it there somewhere.
You're a craftsman.
Been doing lots of filing and playing with plastics, that's for sure, over the last few years.
Yes.
reasonably adept with the scalpel blade as well, especially to like sort of trim off all those
the
little
edges.
rough edges
Yep.
from the support material
Yes.
without cutting myself.
Oh, really? Yeah, very different. The Brett
Most of the
cuts
time.
himself all the time. I've got to
really?
check the blade. Can't give him
Wipe
a
the
really
blood
sharp.
off it.
No, I can't give him a really sharp blade because otherwise he just cuts himself.
And he's like a child-proof one.
Oh, a blade that hasn't been sharpened. That'd be perfect for him.
Yeah.
Blunt instrument.
Are they like not number 11 blade? It'll be like a number 0, is it? Or,
Something like
the-
that, I guess.
or number 100? How's
I
it
just
work?
blunt it off.
Could give him a butter knife.
Give him a blunt butter knife,
Yeah.
otherwise known as a sheet of plastic or a sheet of metal. Plastic's probably safer because it's a bit softer.
Yeah. I could print him a knife. That'll work.
Oh no.
Special BT edition.
Yes.
It's a bit cleaner, isn't it?
Oh, it's a bit cleaner that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that one's been around, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I may or may not have ever cleaned it.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they feel tough, but it's got a bit of give in it.
Yeah. Yeah, they do flex a lot, which I think actually makes this handle one of the reasons why it handles quite well. It has got a light flex in it.
It's got a bit of give.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Almost there. I should have like prepared one of these earlier.
You did. It's broken.
Yeah, that one. That was beautiful. A huge bit in that one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Rotates nicely.
There you go. Oh, wow.
There you go.
So where are
That's stuff for
these? These are all around the world now, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. So sold them everywhere. I don't know how straight this is, but it'll do.
I'll hold it together, yeah?
Yeah.
Even if it is a slightly bent.
That's pretty. It's pretty
That's
tight.
a bit how you going, is it?
Yeah, that might need replacing, but it'll do for assembly now, I guess. We could open it out a bit more. Yeah, so we've sold them all over the place, which has been very enjoyable and surprising.
What is the furthest place you sold it to?
I don't know. It was
Finland.
There was one up in Alaska.
Alaska.
Like I looked at it on the map, and oh my
Really?
god, it was in the middle of Alaska.
Really?
Like ice and
Wow.
wilderness.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot. Puerto Rico, quite a few, and
Right.
a few to Mexico, and obviously heaps in the US.
Yes.
Lots of Canada, and then Europe, Germany and Luxembourg, and France.
Right.
Hotspots.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hot spots.
Yeah. So especially the Grand Prix cars, a lot of them went to Germany.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of guys there that used to watch the real things back in the 60s.
Yes.
There you go. I'll make this a bit looser for the Mr. Not
So what sort of temperature does this melt at?
So it prints at 275.
Wow.
Yeah, so it starts to soften, not sure, maybe just over 200 or something.
Wow.
Oh, actually, once it's printed though, I think it's rated to about 113 degrees.
Wow, that's pretty decent, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I made an oven part for a friend.
Did you?
Steam, it's like a sort of steam oven part.
Right.
A little spout where the steam comes out,
Right.
which gets
For the
to
inside?
100 degrees, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes.
Right. There you go.
Whether it droops.
Droopy bits.
Might be a bit droopy after
Oh,
all.
we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. You'll have to
There we go.
report on that.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Ah, good.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll work.
All
so
I have
yeah.
to do is the only one, isn't it?
Yeah. For a few weeks at least.
Yep.
Cool. And then this one.
Yep.
Looks like it should fit in there quite nicely. And it's got good space. Yes, I think that's where we had the little shimmy things, which are fiddly, but I quite like having the little shims in between the arms because it gives
Yes.
it like a little sort of bearing surface
Yes.
to rest on.
Yep. Little bit of reamage there.
Reamage on the outer.
For the outer.
Outer's
Hinge pin.
hinge pin. Yep.
Yep.
You can see like how little material there is on
Yes.
these.
Yes.
I never would have thought this would work up front until I tried it and tested it.
Well, I guess you worked out a lot of stuff with your Grand Prix cars, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Working out materials.
Yeah, there's heaps of playing around and research there to look at the materials. And yeah, try like what works in a part and what doesn't, like how thick something needs to be, and especially the print angle was a big learning curve.
Yeah.
I guess some of it now, it seems kind of obvious once you know or once you do it, but
Yes.
to get there in the first place. It's the learning curve, of course, which is part of the fun of sort of design and development. I might cheat on this one as well.
Go sideways, mate.
Yeah. Wow.
There you go.
Wow. Hopefully this is not on camera. I'll hide it.
We haven't seen the thing.
No.
We don't know what you're doing.
What happened?
No.
Uh-oh. The reaming police are coming.
That's right. Well, I was filming a video before you got here, and I spilled over a whole bottle of water, which I didn't tell anyone, and
nice.
I'm not going to tell anyone,
Right.
except anyone who watches this video.
You can edit it out, right? There'll be a gap and people.
We'll see. We'll see.
Cool. How are we going here? Whoops. That
Oh,
was
in like Flynn.
beautiful. Oh, alrighty then. Which way
All
does
right.
this go?
So what do you like doing? You put the arm on first?
Well, I like
you
doing
put
it.
the
I'll
end
probably
bits on.
Probably put the end bits on. Yeah. Don't know. Either way.
Change it up, eh?
Yeah. Live on the edge.
All right.
How about we put a little shimmy thing in there?
Yep.
And
So you
then-
designed it to take the little shimmy things?
I'll say yes.
All right.
Most of it, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I just find like, especially with like the forces of where the wheels pushing on the suspension and stuff, it gives
Yep.
it that little bearing.
Yes.
Whether it actually makes any difference, who knows? But
I probably would, because, always the same
Yeah,
materials
having a
against
free-
each other.
yeah, and having a free suspension is key.
Yes. All right, and then you get your special
Do they have a little?
E-clip, and
Yep,
you
and
use a
E-clip.
not so special tool to clip it back together?
Yeah, a special tool called pliers.
All right. All right, so you get your pliers
I know
there.
people love C-clips. All right,
Yes.
Here we go. Let's do
That's
this.
all right. I think we all know how E-clips go on. There you go, nice clip.
Didn't go over there.
I didn't hear the clicking. Tick, 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 tick.
Did I put it the right way? I did.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Yes,
Look
it's all
at that.
correct.
Oh. Cool. And then
Yeah, and I
we'll
like how
probably
you've
put
done
a little-
the captured shaft, because putting an E-clip on the other end here would not be simple.
if you'd sort of tip the car up on an angle and stuff and get it just sitting there where you can clip it on, it's okay. But I find
Bit of
within about
juggling, eh?
8 seconds of driving on the track, it's probably going to get
Oh,
flicked
yeah,
off.
all right.
Yeah. So it doesn't really last.
Right.
And
Do you
if
want
I-
this held on the
here,
front
I think that would be excellent. Yep.
like this?
Yeah. So we can.
All right, so, you shimmied it off. It already came off. Came off before you even touched it.
How about a
Made a run for it.
little bit more protrusion there.
Yep.
And then I'll do this a bit more carefully. There we go. Cool.
Oh, it's in.
It's in.
It's in. All right, so you
It's
just pushed it in, and all you need to do is capture it, right?
Yeah, so we can put let's get tools a bit organised.
Your broken bits here, you got freshy bits here. We'll leave freshy bits over there.
Yep, pretty bits.
All
Demonstration
right, so here's
purposes.
the new arm. It's on.
Yep, so let's see if we can get the Allen key back into that grub screw.
Yep.
There it is. Probably like push this forward a fraction. So
Right.
there's a little bit of play there.
Yes.
Just so it doesn't rub the, or like sort of pressure the C-clip to push it straight off.
Right.
Just leave a little bit of play.
Yep.
Cool. And
Then you do the finger tight bit.
yeah. So
You don't need to over tighten it, right?
Just nip it up. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
So there's a little end for the grub screw in there.
All right, so it's on. All right, so we've got a fresh arm.
Yep.
It's on. We've got the upright. Then what do? Just clip things back together, do we?
Yeah. No drive shafts.
No drive shafts. That's right. If you did have drive shafts, it wouldn't be two-wheel drive. Could be three-wheel drive.
How do you know these things?
I don't know. It just came to me then.
Genius.
Some people have called me a genius, like you just then.
Oh. Yeah, and pop that on.
Yep.
And Mr. Shock.
Mr. Shock. All right.
Put a wipe, that'll make me feel good. There we go.
Feel good now?
It's clean.
Feels good now.
Yep. Where did I put all the parts? Here we go.
All right.
So we've got the bolt in the arm.
Yes.
So how do I do this? Yeah, I think they were sort of sitting forward with the associated little offset ball ends for the shocks they used to have.
Right.
So I think this one was forward, so make sure you got clearance over the steering linkage.
Right. Okay.
Oh, and if I'm clever.
You don't ever pre-tap screws?
No, I don't actually.
Oh, okay.
for
Oh, but you open it
partway's
up here.
whole, yeah, I might just open up a fraction,
Yeah.
not too much.
So it makes sense here, right?
Yeah, but the other side, every hole, I don't pre-tap them. I tried it early on,
Yeah.
and I found that it's firstly unnecessary, and secondly, makes it too loose.
Right.
So you'd have to use a relatively smaller tap and stuff. And
Yep.
So I found,
Just leave it raw.
yeah,
Raw dog it.
It just cuts the thread as it goes in.
Yes.
And I thought that would like kind of destroy it, early on, and like destroy the plastic and not really make a good thread. And
Yes.
as soon as you take it out and put it back in, it might be loose.
Right.
But it seems to be okay.
Okay.
May depend on the material a bit. Like if
Yes.
you do this sort of stuff with the cheap PLA type plastic,
Yeah.
it'll probably one time only is okay.
Yeah.
But if it was something where you want to take it apart and put it together frequently, it would wear out the PLA a lot quicker.
Right.
But I found with this material and even nylons and stuff like the Grand Prix cars, it's
Yeah.
remarkably good. Just cuts
Right, okay.
cuts the thread, so nice and easy. And I suppose it's similar to a lot of the Tamiya cars where it's they've just got cylindrical holes
Yes.
and
Look, it's in.
it's in. It pops on.
It's in. You put that onto the shock bushing,
Little,
and then the nuttage.
good old 440 nut edge. And then you got the funky AE tool that's been around for forever.
Yes. Yes.
Which is good here because it's nice and short because you can't get an actual driver in there.
Okay, perfect.
Because it's
What was
all-
that end
it's all
bit for
backwards.
again? Is that for the cap of the shock?
Yeah, shock. So that goes on the.
To do the cranky bit, and then you
shock,
got
yeah.
another one to go
And
on
you
the
have
hex.
the large one. Ooh,
Ah.
which I prepared earlier. Yeah, so you got the hex that locks onto the shock body.
So I haven't done one of these shocks in like ages.
Yeah, since what, 1989?
I had
Anyway.
one of those aluminium tub stealths.
Ooh. Yep.
I wish I still had it.
Yeah, should have kept it.
No, it's gone
Like
now.
all of us. Yeah, so that locks on, and then you put that over the cap to
Yes.
crack it or tighten it.
Yes.
across. And then you got the 440 and the 832nd
Yeah. The wheel nuts.
wheel nuts. Yeah.
Yes.
Well.
Oh, not on these because these are Yoki
weird
ones, right?
Yeah, they're like actually metric. So they're replicas, but they're metric.
Oh, you mean the one that's in there?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's just a normal 7mm
Right.
metric one.
Right.
But I think, what are these? They might be the same.
Right.
Yeah, they're smaller.
Okay.
But I think the originals were potentially the 832nd. Look,
Yep.
that's a bit tight. No movement there. So I want to just like, as per any.
Yeah, you don't want to lock it
car,
up, right?
Yeah, you want a bit of
Yep.
play there as it all moves.
Yes. There you go. You're
It
done.
works. Oh my
You're
God.
done. You're done. So all we need to do is put the
Oh,
wheel back on it.
yeah, wheel back on. It's
Oh, and the bump ridges?
Bump ridge bar.
Okay.
The wheel on. These have cleverly got metric screws in them.
Metrics.
Only because that's all I had.
Metrics are good. They're easy to find.
Yeah, funny that. Especially in this country.
Yes.
Would you like one of these?
Oh, give me a go. Give me a go.
Yeah.
Give me a go.
There you go. Do you want to put one in or two? You can go outrageous with
Oh,
two.
really? You trust me on that?
Oh, always.
All right.
Good old 240.
These have got funky heads on them.
Well, thanks. They're UFO heads.
Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
Oh, this is called UFO head.
Yeah, unidentified funky U
Right.
O bolt. What are they? TIG-Works maybe?
Oh,
Can't
okay.
remember, yeah. The UFO head style. I don't know if there's any reason other than that.
There you go. So
looks
that's on.
funky. That's on.
And what do you need now?
Bumper bar.
Oh, bump bridge.
Yeah.
And you're done.
These little guys. And we're done. Yeah, you can see there the very narrow width compared to a standard RC10.
Hugely different.
Yeah.
Well, long arms were the thing, wasn't it? Long arms were
Yeah, it was
became a
all-
thing in
all
'89. I
All
remember
the rage. Yeah, well, they went as soon as they did the 89 car. and then
because they did it
TRX
on
one.
the Sib Dogfire as well.
Oh, yep.
They put the long arms on it back then.
Nice. Yeah, I think TRX1 sort of did a similar design at the time. Losi's.
And I can still remember they said, Masami, why have you done this? And I said, for less tyre scrub. And I thought, oh.
Can't have excess tyre scrub.
No, that's right. I don't know, it didn't mean anything to me at the
No.
time, but it sounded cool.
Doesn't mean anything to me now. But never let that get in the way of good marketing.
No, of course. You know, see, like after all this time, I still remember it.
Yeah, it worked.
There you go.
We
There you go. So there's a 91 RC10 Worlds replica.
Four suspension arms.
That's right. With front suspension arm, that actually works now.
Yeah, not
So
5.3.
this is this is what it looks like, and this is what the suspension is like.
Does it work? Whoa, press
so.
it. We all love pressing suspension.
Look at that.
Look at that.
And then the back. Oh,
Nice. Yeah, I spent quite a bit of time making sure the bump steer was correct on this.
okay.
With all the funky angles. So,
Yes.
which wasn't too hard because the more I copied or got the design right based on photos and stuff, the better it was. So they obviously knew what they were doing.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
I like it.
Very nice.
Like
There
it.
you go. There is a 91 Detroit RC10
C10
prototype.
prototype. Yep.
Prototype
I believe
replica.
they only made 6 or 7 of them, I think,
Right.
for the team drivers and
Yes.
spares for testing. Yep.
And now available from your website.
Yeah. Grand Prix 3D.
That's right. We'll have that in the description of the video as well. That's very cool.
Brilliant.
Very cool. And I'm sure we'll see this at next Vintage Bash and
at the bash.
other bashes
Yes.
in the future.
It's been, I think it debuted at that last bash, number 2.0, and I'll definitely give it a run again in 3.0. And I guess a little teaser for an upcoming project that some of you guys may or may not have seen is
Yes, yes.
same year, so the 91.
Yes.
We're doing the Losi prototype. So RC10 prototype, obviously it's done, and
Yes.
we've got a few TRX1 parts as well for that prototype.
I'm
or
surprised at how
basically
many
the car.
people are actually running the cars.
Yeah, well you
And-
can now with replica parts.
Well, they were running them with hardly any parts.
Yeah.
And now they really need the
because
replica
break,
parts.
Yeah, a break in a lap or two.
But that's great. It's great to see those going around.
Yeah, and then the Losi will be the next one. So there was a semi sort of prototype Losi car at that same 91 Worlds
Right.
that was went head to head with Masami.
Yep.
And it did look a lot better on the track. I think, unfortunately for them, Masami prevailed.
Right.
But yeah, it was an epic battle. So we'll have that as well for the. They'll be making a show at the next Bash 3 with in the hands of Lou Sola.
Very cool.
Yeah, so
Very cool.
It'll make a good sort of set. I
Yeah,
guess.
for sure. Yeah, when you get the cars that were, from the same period,
Yeah.
it makes it a bit more special, doesn't it?
Yeah, get the photos and sort of drive them head to head on the track and recreate the sort of feeling and the essence of what it was at the time is pretty cool.
Yeah. Very good. I like that. Thanks for coming in and showing us.
Awesome, thank you, BJ.
That is a very special car, and check it out on Andy's website.
Yeah,
And check it out down below. If you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments as well. So I'll forward those over to Andy as well.
cool.
But there you go. That's a closer look at the 91 car. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, thank you.
Cheers. Alrighty. Thanks everyone.
See y'all.